It's true, huh? It's true. Number 3, even the smallest mistakes are stored in long-term memory for possible later retrieval. Retrieval. And number 4, don't be offended, it's a joke. Number 4, as soon as you make a commitment to one, you find yourself spending half your paycheck on accessory for it. My God. My God. Oh, it's not true. I testify about it. Nobody spent nothing on me. I don't have any man who spent anything on me. Okay, the women's group now. They decided, however, that the computers should be masculine. El computado. Yeah. Because, number 1, in order to do anything with them, you have to turn them on first. You can't do anything when it's off. What kind of logic? Number 2, they have a lot of data, but still can't think for themselves. Number 3, they are supposed to help you solve problems, but half of the time they are the problem. Number 4, as soon as you commit to one, you realize that if you had waited a little longer, you could have gotten a better model. El computado. La computadora. I concluded that the computer, both masculine and feminine, because they both have reason, huh? They both were right. Okay, so the computer is like a bi. Not an L, not a G, but a B. At the lecture series, a very poor speaker was on the platform. As he was speaking, people in the audience began to get up and leave. After about 10 minutes, there was only one man left. Finally, the man stopped speaking and asked the man why he remained to the end. He said, I'm the next speaker. Father said to his daughter, huh? What's wrong, Judy? Usually you talk on the phone for hours on end, but this time you only talk half an hour. How come? She said, it was a wrong number. Wrong number, I can still talk for half an hour. It's just really something cute. I can't believe somebody thinks like, it's really cute. All the kids make fun of me. The boy cried to his mother. They say I have a big head. The mother consoled him. Don't listen to them. You have a beautiful store for 10 pounds of potatoes. So the kids say, where's the shopping bag? Mother say, I haven't got one. Use your hat. A big head. Father said to son, well, son, what did you learn in school today? Son, I learned to say yes, sir, and no, sir. Yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. So father say, oh, really? And the son say, yep. Huh? Yes, sir, no, sir, yep, sir, yep. Liza said to his father, Dad, the girl who sit next to me in the class has a dress just like mine. So Daddy say, so you want a new dress? So Liza say, well, it would be cheaper than changing college. It's a bribery, huh? It's a coerce, huh? Coerce. The mother said firmly, if you two boys can't agree and be quiet, I shall take your pie away. Because they fight over the pie, no? So the younger one replied, but mother, we do agree. Bill wants the biggest piece and so do I. They both agree, same thing. Billy said, will I get everything I prayed for, Mama? So mother said, everything that's good for you, dear. So Billy said, oh, what's the use then? I get that anyway already. Mother always say, this is good for you, that's good for you already. He wants something else. Johnny worked in a big office in the city. And he used to go to the barber's shop, during working hours to have his hair cut. Although this was against the rule, the clerks have to have their cut in their own time, not during office hour, against the rule. So he went out to cut during office hour. That's against the rule. While Johnny was at the barber's one day, the manager of the office came in by chance to have his own hair cut. Johnny saw him and tried to hide his face, but the manager recognized him anyway. Ah, Johnny, hello. I see that you are having your hair cut in the office time. So Johnny said, yes, sir, I am. You see, sir, it grows during office time. So the manager said, well, not all of it. Yeah, maybe some, but not all of it. So Johnny said, yeah, some of it grows in your own time, no? So Johnny said, yes, sir, but I haven't only some of it cut off. Not all of it also. Just trim it, right? Wow, very smart, huh? Little boy saying to their departing relative, there's no hurry, Auntie. Daddy has put the clock a whole hour ahead. Capish? Yeah? You're not welcome here. Children, they tell you everything. Once a learned man was crossing a river. Wishing to enjoy himself, he began to talk to a boatman. Do you know mathematics? He asked. No, sir, replied the boatman. Then you have lost 1/4 of your life, said the learned man. Then he continued, do you know history? No, sir, answered the boatman. And then the scholar said again, then you have lost half of your life. And then he asked again, do you know philosophy? The boatman said, I don't know that either. So then the scholar said, then you have lost 3/4 of your life. Just then a sudden wind turned the boat upside down. And the boatman asked the customer, do you know how to swim, sir? He said, no. Replied the great learned man. Then the boatman said, then you have lost your whole life. Yeah, huh? What is important, huh? Yeah. Most people, they put great emphasis on a lot of learning, which is not useful at all. I don't dare say anything, but if you ask me for a list, it is a forever list. I will never finish writing it. All these useless, subjects that people put a great emphasis of importance on it. Son asked the father, what is weapons? The father say, why, son? That's something you fight with. So the son say, is mother your weapon? It's logical, no? The father say, don't you think our son gets all his brains from me? So the mother said, probably I still have all mine. While Johnny waited at the airport to board his plane, he noticed a computer scale that would give your weight and, a prediction. So he dropped a quarter in the slot, and the computer screen displayed something like this. You are married, and you are on your way to Santiago. Ah, that's cool. Johnny was very, amazed and very, very impressed with the accuracy of this computer prediction. So he just stood there, There was another man coming next to him and put a quarter in the computer, and then the computer read out, on the screen, like, you weigh 120 pounds, you are divorced, and you are on the way to Chicago. So Johnny said to the man, are you divorced and on your way to Chicago? Yes, the man replied. Wow, he was more amazed. So he rushed to the man's room, changed his clothes, and put on dark glasses. Yeah. So he went to the machine again to see if the machine can read him. Yeah. And the computer read like this. You still weigh 125 pounds. You are still married. And you just missed your plane to San Diego. Johnny has been to a birthday party, and knowing his weakness, his mother looked him straight in the eyes and said, I hope you didn't ask for a second piece of cake. Johnny said, no, I didn't. I only asked Mrs. Jones for the recipe so you could make some more like it at home, and she gave me 2 more pieces. So clever, huh? No need to say asking. Just say, wow, your cake is great. Yeah. Just like you. You don't beg me to see you or read story for you, anything, but you say, Master, the story you say was so good. Parents spend their first part of a child's life urging him to walk and talk, and the rest of his childhood making him sit down and keep quiet. It's true, huh? There was a Liverpool fan with really crappy seat at Anfield. Liverpool football, huh? Crappy seat. Looking with some binoculars, he spotted an empty seat on the halfway line. Thinking to himself, what a waste. He made his way down to the empty seat, the fan, eh? And when he arrived at the seat, he asked the man sitting next to it, is this seat taken? So the man said, this was my wife's seat. She passed away recently. She was a big Liverpool fan. Liverpool is one of the team in England, huh? I'm so sorry to hear of your loss, said the first man. May I ask why you didn't give her ticket to a friend or a relative? And the second man replied, because they are all at her funeral right now. If you want to marry a football fan, think twice. That's the moral of the story. Are you a football fan, guys? No. No?
Watch sometimes.
Watch sometimes. I watch sometimes. The World Cup, yes. I like it when it's, something exciting, World Cup or big one. Yeah, sometimes. But on TV only, yeah. I don't like to go there and risk my life. There was a lazy boy. He's not willing to do anything at all. So nobody wanted to hire him. As time went by, he could live no longer. No money, huh? So he asked one of his friends to introduce him to get an easier job. The introducer thought for a moment, and then he said, "You go to take care of the graveyard. There is no job easier than that." So the lazy boy went to work happily. But in a few days he came back again, complaining, "I won't do it." So the friend asked, "But why?" He said, "It's unfair to do this job because I'm the only one who stands and works and they're all laying there." Lazy people. How can be more lazy than he? A third grader went home and told her mother she was in love with a classmate and was going to marry him. She's probably 8 years old or something, yeah? Yes. So the mother said, "That is okay." But she played with the flow, That's okay. But does he have a job? So the little girl said, "Yes, yes. He erased the blackboard in our class." So cute. I adopted a kid, but not in my name. She doesn't like single mother, boring. She stay with some family, friends, have instant family with brother, sister, and mother stay home cooking, father went to work. Those traditional, lovely romantic family. So anyway, when we first together, I took her to the kindergarten, of course. Now, the first day she came home from school, she announced grandly to everybody, all the boys in the school fell in love with her. She was like 3 or 4 years old. Visitors say to house host, "Does your baby brother talk yet?" So Johnny say, "He doesn't have to. He gets everything he wants by yelling." There were 2 brothers, Johnny and Joe, lived with their mother and a cat also named Josh. Johnny, Joe, and Josh, okay, cat. Johnny was particularly attached to the cat, and when he had to leave town for several days, he left Joe careful instruction about how to care for Josh, the cat. At the end of his first day, John telephoned his brother, "How is Josh doing, the cat?" So Joe say, "Josh is dead." Oh, he answered. So there was a very long silence. And then John said, "Joe, you are so insensitive. You knew how I loved Josh. You should have broken the news to me slowly. When I asked about Josh tonight, you should have said, Josh was on the roof, but I have called the fire department to get him down. And tomorrow when I call again, you should have said that the firemen were having trouble getting him down, but you thought they would succeed. And then when I call again the third time, you could have told me that the firemen has done their best, but unfortunately Josh had fallen off the roof and was at the vet office." Yeah. And when I called the 4th time, you could have said he had died. Then I would have been more prepared. Yeah? And this is the way a sensitive man should behave. Or told me about Josh, my beloved cat. And before I forget, John asked, "How is our mother doing?" So Joe began to say, "Ahem." Mother was on the roof. You know the rest, huh? You like it, huh? At 6 years old, ran up and down the supermarket, shouting frantically, Mary, Mary, Mary! So finally, the mother is reunited with him. And the mother tell him, you shouldn't call me by my name, Mary. I'm your mother, you know that? So the child said, I know, but the supermarket is full of mothers. So, logic, no?